Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and, of course, others who shall remain nameless. You know exactly who you are. And, I'm here at Kelso. It's a gorgeous day. It looks like it's going to be a sunshiny day as soon as we can get rid of the cloud cover, which does appear to be headed that way. And you can just make out the clear sky down there in the north, and that's going to be here in a couple hours. So, we're looking at a gorgeous day. Absolutely. We are looking at a gorgeous day. So, anywho, I wanted to ask a simple question. Why do young Earth creationists feel that they have to lie incessantly in order to make their point? If you had a valid point, you wouldn't need to lie. If you had a valid point, you wouldn't need to twist the truth into something unrecognizable. If you had a valid point, you wouldn't need to resort to smears, insults, personal attacks, misplaced ridicule, and all the other devious, underhanded tactics that you use incessantly in place of evidence. You could simply present a coherent explanation of the evidence. And you've never done this. You've never presented a coherent explanation of the evidence. Instead, you always resort to, God did it. God did it. God did it. Don't ask questions. Don't think about it. Just accept that God did it. That's not an explanation, because you haven't told us how God did it. You haven't explained how. And that's the thing about science. It's about explaining how. That's what science does. It explains how things are done, how things work, why things do the things that they do. It isn't just magic did it. There's no don't ask questions, just accept what we're saying. It's always, this is the explanation that we have. If you can come up with a better explanation, please do so. That's how science works. You come up with an explanation based upon studying the evidence at hand, and then you present this evidence, you present this explanation, and you say, if you have a better explanation, please present it. I mean, that's why they give Nobel fucking prizes. If young Earthers had a valid explanation, then young Earthers would have presented it to the Nobel Society, collected their $1 million prize and their medal, and been internationally famous. Instead, young Earthers are on internet chat forums. They're making home videos that they sell to the gullible rubes for $100 for a box set. They are offering to sell you sand of the Holy Land that is a guaranteed magical cure for everything that makes you sick. Young Earthers, flat Earthers, creationists, all insist on not presenting evidence, on not presenting a paper to the Nobel Society in which they explain how it is that God did it. Instead, they just say, God did it, don't ask questions. God did it, just believe me. God did it, send me money. That's not an explanation. That's an evasion, an excuse. And, well, yes, creationism, young Earth creationism, flat Earth creationism, these are apologetics. These are religious apologetics. And religious apologetics is all about excuses, the making of excuses, the demonstration of excuses, the presentation of excuses, evasions, and tap dancing. If you have evidence that God did it, present the evidence. And no, the Bible and the Quran are not evidence. They're the claim. They are the claim. Present the evidence. Evidence we can examine and test. Because that's how science works. Present the evidence. Present the observable, testable evidence. Because right now we have measurements of the Earth's surface that show that the Earth is an oblate spheroid. We have measurements of the distance between the Earth and the Sun, the Earth and the Moon. We have observations of eclipses that prove to us that the Earth goes around the Sun and the Moon goes around the Earth. We have proof, positive proof, that the sky is not a solid dome upon which there rests a city. We have proof of this. We can demonstrate this, and we do demonstrate this. So if you want to prove that the Earth is a flat disk resting on pillars and the sky is a dome over the Earth on which a city called heaven stands proudly at top dead center, if you want to prove this to us, you need to show evidence. You need to show massive evidence, because all the evidence that we have seen so far refutes your position. If you want to prove that the Earth is under 10,000 years old, you have to explain how we see evidence that shows that the Earth is literally billions of years old. You have to explain this. You have to explain this. And you have to explain it in a way that we can test. A testable way to make your claim. Yeah. You have to present evidence. So yeah, get to it, young Earthers. Start coming up with actual testable evidence. Something that is scientific. Not just empty claims, empty threats, insults, personal attacks, smears, and bad-mouthing dead biologists. Because that also is not evidence to support your claim. But no, you have to present something that can be presented to the Nobel Society as a valid, testable, observable explanation for observable reality. You need to show that the Earth is young. You need to show that the Earth is flat. You need to show that the sky is a solid structure. You need to show that the sun is very small and that the sun enters the sky through a gate on the western horizon. No, the eastern horizon, sorry. The sun enters the sky through a gate on the eastern horizon. And you have to show that stars have hands and they can clap their hands. You have to show this. You have to show this. You have to show that your claims are scientifically valid. And empty threats aren't going to cut it. You'll find out after you're dead isn't going to cut it. You need to show evidence. You need to show evidence that we can test now while we are alive. Because otherwise, all you have is empty threats. Unsupported claims and empty threats. That's it. And if that's all you have, shut the fuck up. Thank you.